And we are live. Another Wednesday, another live stream, back from a little bit of a break. So, yeah, getting back to it here. Usually at the start of the live stream, I like to remind everyone that we take the first couple minutes just to get set up, and then you can usually, if you're watching a replay, you can usually skip ahead because this is just getting everything set up and going. Hillary Brown, thank you for joining. Angel Gable, thank you for joining. Ben Cologne, thank you for joining. And Gilad, thank you for joining. We'll get you in here. Give us 1 second. We'll get everything set up, get everyone in here. All right. All right. Got a whole bunch of y'all in there.
This is only half of us.
All right, cool. Idle Existence, thank you for joining.
Where?
From the car.
They're probably having trouble.
Yeah. Should I go run? Okay, I'm gonna go run over to the other side real quick.
Cool.
Yeah,
all right.
they're probably having trouble connecting.
Technical.
No
Is
problem.
Cole an IT guy? He should be like doing this just fine.
Yeah.
You have an IT guy?
Cole works in IT.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Skull Mom, thank you for joining. Sickly Melodies, thank you for joining. C Weary 72, thank you for joining. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people. Great. If you have any questions for the band, you can always drop them in the comments below, and we will get to them. If you all see anybody in there that you want to shout out or have questions, feel free to jump in there and answer.
Right.
There they are. I got them.
Oh, you got them? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see here. Let's see if they can jump in. Hey!
Oh.
Sideways, that's okay.
You guys probably heard it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right, this Marie, thank you for joining. A whole bunch of people. We really appreciate you jumping in here and going through this with us. All right, I'm just going to read something off the tops while we get everything else set up. Silly Specimen, thank you for joining. And then we'll get started.
They're saying sideways. They're committing to the role.
I told them to flip it. Flip it.
We keep it straight.
I guess we can, but then
Lean in.
there's no
Lean in.
You just get close together, that's all. Yeah, there you go.
Look at us. Look how.
Yeah. All right. Hello and welcome to the Bellwether Ritual live stream, where we discuss music, the local Lehigh Valley and beyond scene, bands, social media, and more. Today is, what is today? July 12th, Wednesday. My name is Mike, and I'm the vocalist and guitarist of Bellwether Ritual. We hope you had a good week. Today is the second in the lineup, or the lead up to the Carnival of Chaos 3, which is August 12th in Shnecksville, PA, presented by Chaos Guitars. And our guests tonight are also on that show, which is awesome. We just want to announce that we released a new single called Bottom of the Well, so you can go to our link in the bio and take a listen for that. It's on all the streaming platforms, all that good stuff. We also have a playlist on Spotify where we grab all the bands that we have on the live stream and locally and throw them up on playlists, so you can go check everyone out there. Tonight, our guests are Amani, Gilad, Tegan, Cole, Alyssa of Before the End. They are a swaggy alt-rock band playing the... Hey, I'm just reading what your EPK says.
We love it.
The South Central PA area, where they recently were nominated for Best Youth Band by Central PA Music Hall of Fame. We'll talk about all that and more. Hello, everyone. Welcome to live stream. How's it going?
Great.
I'm so great.
Now
good.
that you're not sideways.
Right?
Yeah.
Cole, go in the frame. Guys, go in the frame.
They're
Like,
scared.
come in. Don't be
Dave.
so shy.
Yeah, Dave from Chaos Guitars, thank you for joining. Friendly Smitty, thank you for joining. I'm just going to read all these names off just to, be appreciative of that. Josh Burke, thank you for joining. Michelle, thank you for joining. Antimatter, thank you for joining. Lots of you in here. That's so awesome. So if you have any questions for the band, you can drop them in the comments below and we'll get to them. Questions, comments, all that great stuff. Okay. So did I get everyone's name right, first of all?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, let's start off the top, right from the top, I know we have Carnival of Chaos 3 on August 12th coming up that you're a part of, and you have 2 new singles out, or any other gigs or things you want to plug right off the top?
Yeah, we have our 2 singles out, Domino and Mercy, both on all streaming platforms. We have a gig coming up. We're playing at Cherry Lane. We have a few gigs. If you check out our Facebook before the end, you can see all of our gigs that are coming up. We should be dropping some new music soon. Hopefully, too.
Oh, cool. All right, we'll get to that in a little bit as well. Faith Noel, thank you for joining. Chaos Incarnate, Rosie, thank you for joining. And Deviant Saints, thank you for joining. Okay, so starting from the top, are you all from originally from the central PA area, or have you moved in?
Yeah. I believe so. I think we're all from New York.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's right. You're the Yorkcore, is that what it was?
We're from York, yeah.
Oh, I thought that's like you, like say like your genre. I thought that was kind of funny. I thought I read somewhere.
I
don't know. All right, Geode Riffs, thank you for joining. They are nominated for I think some kind of best band award, right? Guys, post that in the comments. Let us know. You can vote for them. Okay, so what is there something? Actually, you know what? Can you just run down? Just all the band members, just introduce yourself and what you play. I know you kind of all mix instruments up sometimes. There's a lot of singing, swapping going on there. So yeah, just we can start there.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
My name's Galad. I play lead guitar and I drum sometimes.
Alyssa?
Yeah, hello. My name is Alyssa. I'm the keyboardist and I also do vocals. So yeah.
I am Amani. I'm a drummer. I play drums. And I sing, and in one song they do force me to play guitar.
Ooh,
I'm not forcing them.
You want to go or me? I'm cool. I'll just play bass. That's it. Nothing else.
That's okay.
I'm Keegan. I do rhythm guitar and I also do vocals.
Very cool. So I gotta say, watching your videos and all that, and I see how much you switch instruments. Where did that kind of come from? Did everyone like learn all different instruments growing up and decide to kind of switch it up as you go, or how'd that happen?
Yeah, so most of the time it's just someone else knew how to play an instrument, and so we're like, okay, well, I want to be up front. So that's how it works with me and Galad when we switch from drums. When I go up front and he switches back to drums, it's because I want to be up front and move around. He knows how to play drums. It just works out,
Yeah.
So he's been playing drums for 8 years. 8 years.
Oh,
so
cool.
So it just worked out pretty well for us there.
Galad, did you start on drums, or were you?
Yeah, I started with drums.
Okay.
I started with drums. Yeah.
It's interesting how many guitar players start on drums. And do you feel like that kind of influences your guitar playing?
Yeah, a lot of it. It's like I came into guitar with already knowledge of rhythm, so it just helped everything else with guitar.
Yeah, it's so important. And I feel like drums a lot of times are like a lot of the other instruments are, they could be stringed or even keyboards and all that. I guess keyboards and drums are pretty close being percussion, but it's kind of a leap to jump. So it's interesting that you have that. Both of you have that, yeah. Ghost of Fukang Walker, thank you for joining. Your Best, thank you for joining. And Liam Kimmelberger, thank you for joining. If you have questions for the band, drop them in the comments and we will get to them as they come up. All right, so was there something that initially got you into music, like a band or a family member or something like that?
Do you want to go first?
Sure. It was my dad for me.
Oh, cool.
Just like growing up listening to all these, like, he would show me music and all these songs. He used to play guitar, and I used to play on his old guitar. So that kind of got me into it.
Very cool.
For me, it was also my father. He was in a band, Eden Park, for like 14 years before I was born. But I don't know. I've always went back and watched old videos of him, and I've always taken things from his performance and like used that to inspire my creation and what I do with my work. So he's definitely one of my biggest influences. So
very cool.
For me, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
For me, it's always been kind of weird because I feel like music's always kind of been in my life. But I guess I should probably say my dad because he was the person who gave me like the earliest influences to a lot of different types of music. So I'll definitely say that.
So for me, it's kind of funny because it was a few years ago, and my sister had a bass in her closet, and at the time I thought it was a guitar because but I was interested in it, so I'm trying to learn how to play this guitar, and I couldn't figure it out because all the videos and stuff they had 6 strings, and I finally figured out it was a bass, and I kind of just stuck around, and that's how I started playing bass.
Were you trying to play chords or anything?
Yeah, well, it just it didn't feel right. All the videos, I was really confused.
Yeah.
I remember for a few days I was just really confused until I finally figured it out. So
Yeah, I started on bass too. Cool.
For me, it was my grandparents and my dad. My grandparents got me into singing and stuff. Like, they showed me a bunch of different artists and got me into a lot of singing competitions.
Oh, cool.
And my dad, he's a guitar player, and he was in a band, so I guess he says it runs in the family.
Yeah, it sounds
So
like your entire band kind of runs in all your families. That's great.
Stop being mean in the comments, guys.
Yeah,
Don't
go ahead.
do that. I
If
see
you
a lot
see
of
something,
mean-
yeah, if you see something in the comments that you want, just read it out and answer it or respond to it. Feel free.
Somebody asked, hold up.
You're best.
Somebody said, who do you think is a better drummer?
Why are you people insulting each
What?
other?
No,
This
Alyssa,
is
it was just
I
funny.
know.
Who do you think, Galad? Who's a better drummer?
It's definitely James.
What was the question?
It's a joke.
It's not James, it's Lars. We all know. It was, who do you think is a better drummer, James or Lars?
I've seen video.
Anyway,
Yeah. Deep Pockets also say drums rule, which I agree with.
I agree too.
Thank you for commenting there, Jordan.
Cool.
Your best 13739. Thank you for the follow. We will follow you back. Your Megan. Thank you for joining. Ben Cologne says definitely. Let's see who else. Oh, that was Central PA Live's question. Got it. That was a good one.
Are you talking about my hair or Galad's hair?
you can't even see my hair.
Let's see here. We got some votes for Lars and James. Interesting.
Interesting.
Before the end is amazing. Thanks, Skull Mom. And yeah, Gabriella, thank you for following. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. How did the band start?
The band?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
Yes, continue.
So the band started through our mentor Rod Gels. He has a rock band program that he hosts, and a lot of the time it'll be like teens our age, and they come in, they'll want to play an instrument, or they already play an instrument but they want to be able to play with other people, and we happen to be some of those people. So actually the first two were me and Tegan over there, on the other side of the parking lot. But we started off in the basement of one of Weird Arts Group's old spaces. Weird Arts Group is what the rock band program has some of its things through. So we started off there, and then we just grew and grew and grew. Alyssa joined, we grew a little bit more, Galad joined, and Cole joined, and now we're the full before the end.
Very cool. And then did you, you're writing originals, you're playing some covers. Were you like, right off the bat, were you, how did you start? Were you start with covers, or you just jump right in and started writing right away?
We started with mostly covers.
Yeah.
It was like Seven Nation Army,
Right.
popular songs, basic songs to just kind of get us into the flow of working together and playing with each other.
And then when we would write our originals, we would take these like covers and arrangements that we knew, and we'd take it and we'd pull off of that and use it in, and change it and vibe from it.
Yeah.
To make
Yeah,
art.
very cool. Angel says, how long have you been playing together? You're about 2 years?
3 years now, I think, right? I think about 3 years we've been.
Yeah.
Very cool. And has it been the same lineup, or have people come in and out?
We've had people come and go, so
Same. Yeah.
it happens.
Yep. That's part of the process for sure. When you're writing, does someone bring in, like, do you start with ideas? Do people bring in full songs? How does that happen?
Listen.
Yeah. So normally when it comes to writing, it's normally me and Amani. So
With lyrics and
yeah, when it comes
Okay.
to like lyrics normally. So normally our themes, I don't feel like we have like a specific set.
Y'all are angry a lot.
yeah.
Like,
We do have some angrier songs, but a lot of times, so me and Alyssa, me and Alyssa always do lyrics and melody.
yeah.
And then
I usually write all the guitar parts for me and Tegan, right? And if I think a bass line's cool, I'll be like, yo, Cole, try this. But I'm not a bass player, so that's not mine.
I improvise the bass lines. It's all different all the time.
Right.
Me and I both improvise. I think Amani improvises a bit too, and so does Alyssa.
When it comes to drums,
Right.
I pretty much just play if I feel a beat in the song, I'm like, okay.
And how I was watching some of your clips as well, and you actually are doing a lot of like singing and playing drums simultaneously.
Oh, yeah.
How do you balance all of that? Like, how did you even learn?
I have no clue. Everyone always comes up to me and they're like, Amani, how do you sing and drum at the same time? And I'm just like,
Yeah, I've tried
I just kind of do it. And I think it just, I don't know. To me, it seems like it's just another layer of the drums. Like, oh my. There's some interesting. To me, it's just another layer of the drums. So where you would be playing 8 notes on the hi-hat, like on the kick, you just add an extra layer of singing because all of the vocals go in beat with what you're playing on the drums. So I think to me, it's just adding on that extra layer. I don't know. I've never really.
Yeah, I've tried it. I can't.
So, do you kind of like you have drums down pat and you just kind of put them in the back of your mind and focus on singing?
Yeah.
Is that how you kind of handle it? Yeah.
I'm a very pocket drummer, so most of the time my beat will stay in pocket, and then I can kind of focus on doing more stuff with my vocals. And then if I want to be less of a pocket drummer, my vocals will be simple and my drums will be fun.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Singing and playing too is always the thing. Like I could always play guitar way better, so it's just like put that in the back of your mind, focus on singing, and the rest will happen. All right. So when you do switch instruments, is that come from like if someone brings a song in? I know Amani, like you were saying before, like sometimes you just want to be out in front of everyone and just sing. So I guess how often do you feel like you're doing that? Is that something that's if like you bring something in you're really passionate about, you just want to be like, all right, let's just switch this up. Let me get out in front and just belt it out for everyone.
Well, honestly, it just depends on what the vibe of the song is, because I mean, singing sometimes it's harder to sing if you're sitting down or
sure.
So like so for one of our songs, Fallin' and Callin', that's one of our originals. We wrote it and I think we wrote it with you playing drums, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very belty vocal and it's really high. And so if I were sitting to do it, I don't think I'd be able to belt it out and play the drums all the time. So sometimes it's just the practicality of it. And if not, it's just because, Amani wants to go run around and go crazy for a little bit. Sometimes it's just the energy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I had another question there. Oh, do you all ever get like stage fright at all, or is there something that you just naturally like to be up there in front of people?
Answer on the other side.
Sure, yeah.
You want to get the answer?
No, I don't. It doesn't bother me anymore. It used to bother me a good bit, but after a while, you just kind of get used to it, and it just becomes natural. You can focus on playing.
Tegan?
I agree. I mean, I get nervous when I perform by myself, but with the band, I'm used to it. I mean, it's just fun for me.
I always find it amazing too. Like, all you really need is like a mic stand, and I feel like you can hide behind that a little bit, even though it's that's all it is, or an instrument or something like that. Yeah, and you do some harmonies here and there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I do the harmonies. Normally
She's,
I'm normally the person that figures out the harmonies.
Okay, cool.
I am classically trained, so
That's really good.
I feel like it comes a little more naturally to me.
When it comes to harmonies, Alyssa is just off the charts. Like, we'll be singing a random song, and all of a sudden I hear a little harmony in the background, like,
Nice.
Alyssa? But yeah, she
Oh,
is,
man.
like, we'll be singing, we'll be trying to find out melody and stuff, and then she'll bring in a harmony, and it always just sounds really good. And so then, since we have 3 singers, me, well, Galad sings too, but, I just hit him, I'm sorry. Since we have the 3 singers, or 3 female singers, we can do really fun harmonies where we do, like, a 3-part harmony, basically. So, yeah, sorry.
Very cool. And then, like, for as far as figuring out the harmonies, do you are you like a third would be like a third higher, or are you just kind of letting it happen and then see what ends up sounding good?
What do you think?
Sorry, could you ask the question again? My mind just blanked.
Sure, yeah. So when you're trying to figure out all the harmonies for the songs, are you just kind of like throwing it out there and see what sticks, or are you like, oh, I'm gonna do like a third or a fifth above or whatever
To be
below?
honest, even though I do feel like the theory of things kind of happen like intentionally to a certain part of my brain,
Right.
half the time it's very random because I feel like it just comes so naturally to me, and I think it's always come naturally to me. Even when I was like younger, I used to harmonize. It's just something that just comes to me. So, and we just see what sticks.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Just go with your gut. Yeah.
But it is very nice though, because I don't know. Would you say you're higher than I am? I'm like a soprano.
I am not higher than
She's
she
a little lower than me. And
I
then
have a very low.
Tegan's like, I guess she's like
She's
alto.
mid.
I guess you both are kind of like soprano alto range, but I'm like high soprano range. So I tend to try to, in that term, try to like base things from voice type in that sense.
Yeah, very cool. You have I think it was your song Domino. You have this part. Is that the one that starts with the guitar solo? Am I thinking the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have this like breakdown where you're like trying to tell everyone to be quiet and the guitar keeps going. And then you have that like kind of like shut the F up moment. Can you just talk a little bit about, I thought it was really cool and like fun. Can you talk about how that came to be?
You come up with that.
Okay, so he's talking about Domino, right?
Yeah.
So, Domino, since we started the song, there's supposed to be a part in the breakdown where after the breakdown we go, it happens, and then it's silent. And pretty much anything that I feel like putting in there during a gig happens. So I asked for water before. I've gotten up and walked into the audience, into the front of the stage. I'm like, what are y'all waiting for? Who are we looking at? I'll do like stuff like that. Galad
like
will play
on the floor.
Yeah, we do. Just,
Like,
it's kind of just our like little
I'll like
fun spot.
play fun stuff on the guitar.
Yeah, I'll play like Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
That's our filler. But we wanted to. What is it? There's a Korn song where the beginning of the song is like.
Oh, it's blind, right?
I think it's Blind, where the
Oh,
song
yeah.
starts with like kind
Ride
of.
cymbal?
Hmm?
The ride cymbal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the beginning of the song before the music actually starts, it's them talking and it's like a conversation.
That's not blind.
No, it's not Blind.
No,
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. But
that's the only song I listen to.
but it's,
I think I know which one you're talking
Yeah,
I
they
know.
start off with a conversation, and we kind of wanted it to sound like that a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I know what you're
and- Then we were like, oh well, we can lead this in, and we wanted it to sound like what our band practices sound like, but in a funnier way. Hopefully not mean, but
All right.
Yeah, it's a cool little like peek behind the curtain. I thought it's fun. Let's see. So, how did you get involved with Carnival of Chaos?
Does anybody know?
It's something mainly with my father, because he's normally the one that tends to like book our stuff. So I think he was the one. It was one of those situations where it was figured out from like a friend, from a friend,
Kind of through
told
the
us about
grapevine.
it, and then it kind of snowballed from there. So it was mainly that.
Very cool. When you're putting like a set together, do you aim or even when you put a song together, do you try to keep it like to a certain time length? Like we always talk about this all the time. Like there's a certain length of song. Like once you get past that, sometimes you lose some people. Or same with set lengths. Do you think about that when you're writing?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to set lists, depending on what our show length is, so if it's 45 minutes, it's a longer set than a 25-minute show.
Mhm.
So in 25 minutes, we'll pack all of our fun, heavy, dance around, bop your head or bang your head songs.
Mhm.
But I know I said bop. But if it's a 45-minute set, we might throw in some of our chill songs or songs that people can sing along, like stuff like that. It's just thinking about what the audience is going to react
And
to,
the journey we
and
want
how.
to take them.
Yes, the journey we want to take.
Yeah, it is.
I just want to say the song lengths is a big thing because, you know, we struggle a lot with most bands do, is they try to pack too much in a song
Yes.
and, you know, they have their own special moment. And, you know, we try to do that, and then the songs are like, you know, 6-7 minutes or something, which is okay. But, you know, when they're all like that, so we really try to condense it to the parts that we really enjoy.
Yeah.
And make it a better listening experience.
Right.
We do have songs that we have shortened versions of. So we have a song that's like 6 minutes, and we have a shorter version of it that cuts it down to 3 minutes. So that's for if we want to play the song because it's a good song, but we only have a 25-minute set,
Right.
we'll throw it in there as a short version, and it still allows the audience to get like the full amount of the song and like the taste of the song without the whole shebang of it.
Very cool. Do you prefer like a short, upbeat set, or do you like it when it goes a little bit longer and you can kind of explore a little bit more?
My favorite length is 45 minutes. Well, 30
Okay.
to 45, because it's right in between of 20 and an hour. An hour, you kind of start to get tired and a little bit bored sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Yeah.
would actually probably agree. I'd say like
I agree.
45 minutes. It's like a really good like sweet spot.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. How about like influences? Who are you listening to that you feel like influences your music?
Well, I think.
You want to let them go first?
Oh yeah. Here.
Other side?
Cole.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Les Claypool from Primus, Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse are the big two. Those are the big two. I mean, there's you know plenty of other people that I really enjoy, but those are the big two. I'm a big metalhead, and then you know it's Les Claypool. How can you not like him?
Right.
So that's about it for me.
Do you know the band Galaxy Has Eyes? They're like a local area band.
No, I don't.
Their bass player has a Primus cover band, so that's.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, very cool. It's called Percolator. Check them out for sure. And I gotta ask, how much Cannibal Corpse gets into your music?
Oh, I love Cannibal Corpse. I do. You listen to the new song?
I did just really quickly. I love that they got Eric Rutan in there to play guitar and record the album. I thought that was great.
Oh, it sounds great. Yeah,
I think you wrote it too, which is cool.
Yeah, all of their. I don't know any of their albums that I dislike. They've always kept kind of the same sound, and you know they've changed it, of course, but they never sold out or anything. They never, you know. So I really like them.
Yeah, very cool. Which singer do you like better?
Oh, I like Corpse Grinder more.
I agree.
Yeah. You want to go, Tegan? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Tegan, go.
For me, I listen to a lot of different stuff. So, like pop punk, pop, a little bit of metal. My dad's a really big heavy metal fan, so I listen to his music all the time. But I don't have like one specific inspiration. I just take stuff from a lot of different genres.
I'm kind of the same with Tegan. I think there's things to learn in every single genre, and like my solos in the band, I'll take from Hendrix. I play with like Miles Davis backing tracks like jazz and stuff, and I'll put that in the solo with all these tones. You know, I had like dominant sevenths in the chords, all these like awesome stuff to put in there. But I can, sweet pick, I'll shred too, all that cool stuff.
Very cool.
Okay, yeah. Mine is probably the most, yeah, you can see here. Mine is probably the most insane of everyone's here. I really love a lot of electronic music and a lot of like really weird, strange, artsy music, which I feel shows a lot when you see me playing with like my keyboard stuff and all like the effects that I create and use is like my favorite thing. It's like my favorite part of playing, honestly. But yeah, I like making weird sounds.
Yes. Alyssa reminds us of Bjork.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really do just love making strange sounds that make me go yippee.
I loved her album Vespertine especially. I thought that was a really great one.
That's my favorite album of hers.
Yeah.
It's legitimate. I could make an entire college level essay about all the reasons why I love it, and I'm not joking.
It's so good. She released a whole bunch of really great videos with that album too. Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite eras of her period.
Very cool.
Actually, Homogenic's also probably my second favorite.
Yeah. Do you find like when you're experimenting with sounds that songs can just kind of get inspired? The song writes itself being inspired by some of the experimentation that you're doing with sounds?
Definitely. At least when it comes to my solo music. With their stuff, I feel like I go about it a bit differently.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely with my own solo music, I feel like things kind of just fall into place when the sounds themselves do, and I think it's really nice, actually. It's just nice how things can fall into place, really.
Very cool. Can you talk a little bit about that, like the difference between writing solo and with the band, or that process?
Yeah, totally. So for me, with my solo stuff, I feel like I have a different relationship with it because my solo stuff can be a lot more personalized. It can be about a lot of really just like strange stuff because like in comparison to like the band where we could have like an overarching simple, like not simple, but like coherent theme with a lot of our songs and a lot of our music and a lot of our words, and especially writing. I feel like with my personal writing, I tend to go from like literally all sorts of references, all sorts of places, like literally anything that can interest me. Like I literally started making this weird song about something. Sometimes I'll make these weird songs about like things I'll just get obsessed with, but like I made this song about I don't know if you know it, but there's this saint called Saint Dymphnia, she is named as like the saint for the mentally disturbed. So I just went to an entire like research rabbit hole about this person, and I just started making songs about because I just thought she was so fascinating. I basically just make songs about things that interest me gravely. Like they're just so weird but so interesting. It's my favorite thing to do.
The weird and interesting are usually pretty closely tied together there.
Yeah.
What was the question I had for you? You said something that triggered a question. Now I can't think of what it was. Oh well. Let's see. What else do I have for you? Talk to me a little bit about how you go about the recording process. Is it something, or how you what?
Recording. So Galad, lean in. He sometimes. So Domino, the version that we have released, we have a better version of it. We just have to swap them out and get something fixed. But the version that we have released of Domino was mixed by
listen,
yours
it
truly,
was like a long time. It was like 6 months ago. I'm a lot better at it now. Okay, listen, I'm not that bad at mixing now, guys. All right?
But okay, when it comes to actual recording, other than when Galad is normally he is and ends up being our little masterer of the putting everything together. But we normally start with me drumming. I'll lay down the beat, and then we'll just layer over top, just like you would with pretty much any recording. I have a funny story about this because it's my worst moment ever. Not really, but When it came to recording Mercy, we also have that one out on all streaming platforms under Before the End. But when it came to recording Mercy, we didn't have a demo track. And we were like, we really want to get this done. Hey, Amani, why don't you just record the entire drum track with no demo? So I ran through Mercy with nothing but a metronome and like singing the song through my head, but like no instruments, nothing, with just me playing. And I played the whole song. So the recording that is on
She played
Mercy,
it wrong.
Shh, it's okay. It's the one take recording of me. It was pretty much right. There was
No,
one.
it was fine. No, because what happened was
I shortened his solo on purpose.
I'm listening back to the drums. I'm like, am I sure? I'm sure it's right. I needed to get everything done. I needed to get it all right. So I just record everything else, right? I mix it to the best of my ability before I get it mastered, and I'm showing it to Amani at school, like what I did, and she's like, "This is wrong." I'm like, sorry. She's like, "This is wrong. This can't be right." I'm like, "You played it wrong, then." I'm like, "I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not re-recording all this. I'm not doing that."
It's okay. It was mostly good.
Gilad, I feel your pain, man. Whenever you're in charge of mixing, it's never good enough, and then you always have to listen to it over and over again.
I was like, what about a thank you? What about, I did my best, like.
Now you see where the Gilad shut the
All right, Skull Mom has a question. What is the coolest place that you've played?
She knows. Why she asking?
Rock and Roll Hall
Because
of Fame.
don't.
We have played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, very cool.
Cleveland, Ohio. So that's cool.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, that is really cool. Yeah. Was that just like a one-off show you drove out there for?
No.
It was part of a competition, like a high school rock band competition. And we just happened to make it into one of the rounds. We got to that one, or we made it through the first round, went to the second round, made it through the second round, got to the third round. We did not make it through the third round for the finals, but it was still a really great experience, and the fact that we made it through 2 rounds is pretty cool. Have we played it?
The Harrisburg Improv.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good gig.
Yeah,
that
we
was
played
really good.
Harrisburg and where else? We played at the Hard Rock Cafe in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Dobbs on South in Philly.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
Graduation party.
What do you say?
The graduation party.
No, right? Yeah.
We played at my best friend's graduation party.
That's cool.
Best
Yeah. Was that like a more fun thing, or was it kind of weird with a bunch of people that probably, I don't know, you wouldn't be playing in front of normally?
Surprisingly liked it a lot. They were up front. They were having fun.
They were going crazy.
Oh, yeah, we just played at the Skid Row Garage.
Oh, that was insane.
That one was fun.
Someone took the mic from Alyssa.
No! Yeah.
That
was crazy.
No,
okay,
he
so
was singing
here's
the
what
song,
happened.
though. He
No,
was
he
singing
wasn't.
the song.
He was
He
not
wasn't.
singing
He
the
was
song.
not. Okay, so here's what happened. I was singing, and then I got pulled into a crowd surf.
Cool.
And I thought it was going to look a lot cooler than it did.
No, you're right.
But it did not go. It did not go, and then I almost fell into the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, the lady who I was trying to ride, like, I was trying to ride on, she was not, she tried to, okay, listen. She had her backpack on, and it just wasn't working out. So then people started pulling me down. It felt like I was in the gates of hell itself. And then some random man got the microphone, and I was like,
God.
It was really scary.
I was trying to take my microphone. I was like, give me my microphone.
No, I thought I was going to have to go and, like, run and hit him and grab the microphone. I was like, oh, God.
No, and the woman who was, like, carrying me, she was like, get on that stage. So I had to jump on. I grabbed the microphone, and then I continued.
I don't know. When I went out, it was a crazy crowd, because when I went out there, I went out to mosh with them, because sometimes during one of my songs I go out and I mosh.
Yeah.
But normally when I go and mosh, they're easy with me. I got thrown across the room.
No, it was crazy. There's a
I love it.
It's insane. This guy went to my guitar, and he was like with the tremolo bar, and I was soloing.
Oh,
the
man.
tremolo bar. It was sick.
Yeah, it was a great crowd.
Yeah, awesome.
That's in York. That's a venue down here.
The Skid Row Garage.
Mm-hmm.
Very
The
cool.
band that played before us was pretty good. There were some good pits I was in.
Oh.
What was
Dog, I wanted to go in the pit, but I was like, nah. Cole's like 6'5", big guy. I'm like, I'm not going in there. I'm gonna die, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Oh,
were
there
good.
some of our other shows.
So they were all riled up and stuff. So, you know how sometimes people will just mosh to anything,
Right.
Yeah.
or slow things they were moshing to.
I love this people, actually. Yeah. Those are the people who went to the show.
They would have
I thought
moshed.
you were doing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that they would mosh the jazz at 40 BPM. You know what I mean? Anything goes.
I would like to see that. I thought you were going to say you were doing the hardcore thing where you would like sing a line and then put the mic out at the audience and let them sing, and that's
Oh,
what how much of your sound are you? So like you have all these different backgrounds and influences, and when you're writing, what's coming out is coming out. Do you try to then be like, okay, we kind of feel like we have a sound now, and you want to keep going down that path, or is it just whatever comes out, and it's constantly changing and moving forward kind of
I
thing?
feel like we're getting a lot heavier.
Sometimes,
as we
and
go
sometimes
along.
not.
Yeah, like I was with we had band practice before this, and I was playing a jazz tune, and it was going kind of cool, But then we practiced our other new song, and it was just heavy, like tritones and stuff like that. It was cool.
Yeah, honestly, it just depends what we're going for the song, because some of our more recent songs, really funny. We have a song called Chaos .3.
Oh,
we thought
all right.
that was cool because we're playing at Chaos 3. And
yeah, are you gonna play that one?
But
yeah,
we'll definitely be playing that. But that is one of our heavier songs, and that one came out of like
oh my god,
nowhere. We played it, and I'm sorry, some of these comments.
Oh, thanks.
But and then we have other songs where it's very melodic, like Mercy, where it's very harmony heavy and free. It does sound like Freebird a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, but we mix them up a lot. Right. But we definitely have a sound. Like if you hear certain songs, it's like that. It's definitely before the end, but we're constantly growing. So there's never.
Bad. That has to be before the end.
Would you say? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
What? So like bands who are just starting, like what would your advice to them be?
Practice.
Yeah.
A lot.
Always. Oh.
How much do you practice?
Twice a week.
Yeah, at least twice a week. Yeah. And then we have our individual practice time.
On one day it's an hour 15, and then other days it's like 2 hours.
My suggestion would be hang out with your bandmates outside of just band practice.
Oh, that's such a good
our
line.
Connection is one of the most important things
right,
for there to be a good connection on the stage, and for us to have a good connection as friends. Because if we want to write music together and we want to work together, we also have to have that combination outside of playing music. Because we all love music very much, but we also have to love each other.
Ew.
Is that your face?
Yeah. Oh. You almost put your finger in my
Ew.
Okay.
That is a great piece of advice. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just my suggestion is lots of music theory. Some people hate it. It really goes a long way when you're communicating to your bandmates and making stuff too. The people that don't know music theory, they can play well. It's because they're using music theory, they just don't know it. So if you can connect it, it's easier to talk to people. That's how me and Galad communicate all the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I would be at like gigs and stuff, and we'd be like chilling with the other bands around us, right? And Cole and I would just talk about like all this music theory stuff, and everyone would look at us like, "What the heck? Why are they saying that stuff?" And I'm like, "Don't look at me like that, gosh."
I feel like it's weird because it is great to learn, and that's a great point that it makes communicating those ideas a lot easier. But also at some points you just have to throw it all away and just kind of let it rip and see what happens to you. Yeah.
Yeah, using the chromatic scale is great for lots of things.
Right.
It's not good to just stay in C major the whole time. Adding a lot of chromatic elements adds a lot to the music.
Go to the relative
Yeah.
minor.
Yep. Do you have a favorite key?
My favorite, probably E minor, because it's the easiest, because you got the string.
It depends.
I do like.
What? No, go on. You're good.
Oh,
Go.
I was gonna say, we all of our keys, I think, except for a couple, all of our songs are open strings. So B, E, A, whatever. So yeah, I play with the 6th string, so I don't mind. But or B major, B minor, but I do like having the low B there, so because it's just a perfect fifth from the E string, and it adds a lot to have that to bounce off the low B there too. So
Is that an Alex Webster thing too?
oh yeah, he'll bounce off.
No, I mean,
he's got crazy
the
stuff.
6-string bass.
Oh yeah, he I think he only primarily uses a 5-string on the newer albums, but
okay.
like Tomb of the Mutilated and anything before that, it's mostly 4 strings.
Oh, I thought he was on 6 for some reason. All right.
This Staple is on 6-string.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys use any kind of like tunings besides standard?
Yeah, we do B standard.
B?
That's pretty much it.
B.
Or like we'll
Okay,
drop
cool.
D. Yeah,
Are you in B standard most of the time, or is it?
We have like our song Chaos .3. We're in B standard, and then we move to E standard, like some parts in the songs, and then we have other songs that are in E standard that we move to B standard for some of them. It's different sections of songs.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just about at time. So why don't you just go through and plug everything else one more time, and then we'll wrap up.
Oh God, here we go.
Okay. So, as you know, our Instagram is before.the.n_music, but you can also find us on TikTok under that name as well. If you want to check out our Facebook, it is Before the End. You can see all of our upcoming shows on there, and they'll also be posted on the Instagram. What else? We have 2 songs out on all streaming platforms. We got Mercy out and Domino. So if you look those up under the name Before the End, they'll pop up and you can listen to them. What else? We have a YouTube, Before the End Band. And look out for new music coming out. And come see us at Chaos 3.
There you go. Very good. Anyone else have any other parting words there that they want to mention?
No, just thank you very much.
Yes,
Really
thank
you.
Oh, likewise. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there, and having a great time. So that was Amani, Galad, Tegan, Cole, and Alyssa of Before the End. Next week we have some more Carnival of Chaos 3 bands coming up, and then we're going to have Dave also on to talk about the whole thing. So please jump back in and tune in. Thank you all so much, and have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.